My hot take. The Ford Flex is an SUV, not a station wagon. I don't care what you guys say. The polls came back saying that the majority of people think the Flex is a station wagon.
I would say, based on how short it is, it's just the station wagon version of a Taurus.
The people who made it, as in Ford, what do they call it?
Ford listed as an SUV.
Station wagons are almost always a hatchback-ified version of an existing car. Or an SUV is its own standalone product.
Yeah, that's a fair point, that there's no standalone car that this station wagon is based on. It's right there on the line. Mm-hmm. You don't have to convince me.
I'm putting you on this side of the argument, and I don't appreciate you trying to find middle ground. Let's look at a Venn diagram, shall we?
You really don't want me to do this middle ground. You really want to just keep hammering on this because you put so much effort into your argument.
Welcome, everyone, to the Bose Bros podcast. I'm Mason.
I'm Jordan.
And today we are going to be starting with our discussion segments. So first up, we have some news. There's been a little bit of automotive news recently. Mm-hmm. The first thing I want to talk about is, we discussed this a little bit this week. This applies to Arizona specifically, but the principle applies more broadly. It just happens to affect us right now, living in Arizona. So Rock Auto, if you do any work on your own car, you know what Rock Auto is. They're a auto part seller based out of Madison, Wisconsin. They sell really cheap parts. They don't have any physical presence here in Arizona. So if you want to buy a part, they ship it to you. They don't have like a store or anything. You just buy it online. The downside is you pay for shipping, and the shipping could take a while, but the parts themselves are relatively inexpensive. Definitely cheaper than going to somewhere like O'Reilly's or whatever to get a part. And you just have a broader selection on Rock Auto of parts. So the Arizona Department of Revenue decided to audit Rock Auto back in 2019. And they went back all the way back to 2013 and audited all of their records and determined that Rock Auto was not being, they determined that Rock Auto was not being compliant. Now, Rock Auto argues that they were. So what does that mean? So essentially, they say Rock Auto should have been charging tax, right? And that tax revenue should have been going to Arizona. But Rock Auto hasn't been charging tax because the law states they have to have a physical presence in Arizona to charge tax. Rock Auto states they have no employees in Arizona. They own no property in Arizona. Arizona says they have distributors, which, okay, but they're distributors for all kinds of things, not just Rock Auto. Mm-hmm. And they also, Arizona says that the packing tape with Rock Auto's logo on the boxes counts as advertising in the state. And the fridge magnets count as salespeople. Yeah.
See, I already knew this, and it's still so stupid.
This happened Wayfair v. South Dakota, a very similar situation. Wayfair didn't have a physical presence in South Dakota. South Dakota went after Wayfair, says, hey, you owe us taxes, or you need to start charging taxes. The difference there is South Dakota determined Wayfair just needs to start charging taxes
moving forward.
Okay, everyone moved on. Arizona is going after everything that Rock Auto has sold to an Arizonian going back over a decade. So if you add it all up,
it's like $20-something million, right?
It's like $11 million in taxes.
Okay.
Which for Arizona
is a drop in the bucket.
For Rock Auto, that's a big freaking deal, right?
Absolutely.
They are arguing this out. They went to the Supreme Court, I believe Supreme Court of Arizona Supreme Court to argue it out. Last I heard, the Supreme Court in Arizona doesn't want to hear it, but they, to avoid any issues, are currently not selling to anyone in Arizona. I was curious. You bought some parts from Rock Auto a couple days ago. What happened? Did they
shipped?
They shipped?
I got a notification that they shipped. So,
but if anyone from Arizona is listening, they did not ship, and they are remaining compliant and not selling to us.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand if it has something to do with the fact that I live in an unincorporated area,
Yeah, I don't know.
or if maybe they did charge me the requisite tax and they're just gonna charge the tax moving forward and then argue about the back taxes. I don't know, but the articles I read said that as of August of 2025, they are not selling to Arizonans, and we decided, well, we need some parts. We're just gonna buy them and see what happens and fill you guys in.
I read on the forums, some people were met with a message that they couldn't ship to them. So apparently some people are not able to get parts.
I got the notification that it shipped and pending tracking number.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if that changes soon.
Yeah, me either. But I really need those parts.
Yeah.
So.
And this is, by the way, this is kind of a bipartisan issue. This is more of just like a government getting in the way regardless of what political party you ascribe to, because this was initially started under Doug Ducey's administration, who's a Republican, and is continuing now under Katie Hobbs' administration, who's a Democrat. So it's not really like a Republican or Democrat issue. However,
it's like a government sucks issue.
It's a government getting in the way issue, because it's like, okay, cool, you got $11 million from Rock Auto. Okay, we would like as consumers to shop at Rock Auto. Mm-hmm. So we would like you to not go after Rock Auto for that $11 million, which means next to nothing. I would like to buy parts from Rock Auto, as would a lot of people.
Absolutely.
It reminds me of when California went after Uber. They were trying to make it so
I thought it was New York.
People, I mean, they probably did in New York too, but people voluntarily worked for Uber to earn money on the side. They knew they were contract workers, gig workers. They knew they weren't getting insurance or any perks. They just wanted to earn some extra money. Mm-hmm. And people who are commuting wanted to use the service. And everyone
was happy.
I mean, people who were wanting more from Uber, and the government said, we can get you more from Uber, said, yeah, let's get more from Uber. And Uber and Lyft, it wasn't just Uber, Lyft as well, are just like, okay, if you're going to make this hard for us, we're just not going to do business in your state. So it's like, okay, is that really better than getting benefits? You just have no job? That's better?
And then the government can't just force them to take a loss.
Yeah, so it's like, so it's better to just not have Uber, and then also the people who were using the service and were happy with it now don't get Uber?
I mean, I did Uber for a while. The drivers make like 60-something percent, 70%, then some goes to taxes and some goes to Uber. But if the drivers are making over 60% of the profit on an $8 ride, that means per ride, they're making pennies barely. And if you're then going to say that, okay, well, these people that are doing 20 rides in a weekend, you now have to pay for their insurance. They've earned you $15 across their 20 rides, and you have to give them, like, that just doesn't make any financial sense.
The economics don't make any sense there.
Yeah. So Uber's like, not going to go, it's like, do I stay here and go out of business? Or do I?
So it's the same thing. It's like, we would like to shop at Rock Auto, Arizona. Like, we don't really care. We as your constituents, as the people who live here in Arizona, I think I can speak for all of us and say, I don't really care that you get that $11 million from Rock Auto. I want to be able to shop at Rock Auto. That is infinitely more important to me.
Right. And if Rock Auto agrees to charge the tax moving forward, I'm happy to pay the tax moving forward. Yeah.
I still think, and Rock Auto is asking, hey, can we get some clarification on what it means to have a presence? Because
this is nonsense.
Yeah.
Saying that just because they have...
And Arizona hasn't even done that for them. Hasn't even really given them clear rules on what counts as a presence.
This dovetails with what we were talking about with stupid government bullcrap from last episode.
Yeah.
It's beyond belief. You add government, you reduce efficiency, you increase waste. It's just... they're so good. The only thing they're good at is getting in the way.
Yeah. Do you know what the kicker is?
What?
Do you know how this started?
How?
You don't know?
No.
This all started because one person went to the Gilbert tax collection office and complained that Rock Auto wasn't charging them tax. One person.
Find that person and give them a finger wag. Like,
yeah. Can you believe that? It's like, really? Really? So annoying.
Why would someone do that?
A Gilbert resident.
Well, Gilbert's the new Scottsdale, let's be honest.
So yeah, it was one person, one I don't know why. I don't know what compels someone to be like, you know what? I really think they should be taking more money from me. I don't know what compels a person. I don't know. Porsche changes gears in electrification. Do you hear about this?
No, fill me in.
This is as of yesterday afternoon.
Where do you go for your automotive news? Is it automotivenews.com? Because I know.
I literally saw it on my Google homepage like an hour ago and included it. But yeah, as of yesterday afternoon, Porsche is changing their strategy. They're pulling back on how aggressive they're going to be with their electrification of their lineup.
Because weren't they going to do the electric Cayman?
Cayman and Boxster. As of October of this year, that was going to be the end of production. Already, they are not accepting any new orders for the Cayman or Boxster 718. And then they said we're going to have a complete electric version of those two products come out sometime in 2027. Apparently, as of yesterday, they heavily implied that their top of the range models, so the RS, GT4 RS, those will remain internal combustion.
Which is just going to make them that much more expensive.
Maybe.
So they're going from unobtainium to further unobtainium.
Maybe. They also announced the Cayenne will remain with a internal combustion offering. That was also going to go full electric.
Yeah, but I can't imagine that was ever going to really happen because
they did it with the Macan.
They sell the Cayenne so they can sell the 911. Now, they make a lot of money off of their 911s, especially now, especially with their GT products. But the Cayenne was the vehicle that saved Porsche in the early 2000s. They were just about out of business. Over a few years span, they lost 90% of their sales in the 90s. And then they created the Boxster and the Cayman. And the Boxster, the Boxster and the Cayenne, and then the Cayman came a little bit later. But the cool part about the Boxster and the 996 911 was that they shared a lot of interior components. They shared a lot of stuff between the two vehicles. So if you get in a Boxster at the time, you're getting a lot of the quality of a 911, but in a much, much more approachable package as far as cost. Mm-hmm. And then they introduced the Cayenne, which exploded in sales, even though it looked dreadful. And ever since, the Cayenne, I think, has been their best-selling product, I bet.
Mm-hmm. Probably the Macan now.
Well, probably the Macan, yeah.
Which the Macan, they do have a internal combustion and a full electric version.
Yeah.
They didn't mention anything about the Macan. The plan was to just do away with the internal combustion version, which is fine for the Macan because they already offer an electric version, so they just stopped selling the ICE version, but they didn't say anything about that one. So, but at least the thing that people care about from that announcement is that you'll still be able to get an internal combustion Cayman and Boxster. That's the thing people were upset about when Porsche announced that. So
yeah, and you'll get the flat six, not the 4-cylinder. Apparently, they can't even give away the 4-cylinder versions.
Yeah. All right. On to our hot takes.
I don't have one of these, so what's your spicy take?
My hot take: the Ford Flex is an SUV, not a station wagon. I don't care what you guys say. We did a poll on all of our social media platforms, and because of, we'll say, less than ethical voter practices.
What are you talking about? You think I went and drummed up votes?
I don't know what happened.
Do you think I logged into 75 accounts and just voted myself correct?
I don't know.
This definitionally can't even be a hot take. The only hot take is that you think this is a hot take, because my argument was that it's slightly more of a station wagon than it is an SUV. And you're saying that it 52 to 48. This is definitionally a 50-50 issue. This can't be a hot take if you're just taking the 48 side. If you're taking the 10 side of a 90-10 issue.
Well, the polls came back saying that everyone apparently, the majority of people think the Flex is a station wagon. Evidently, I'm in the minority, which I think qualifies as a hot take if it's the minority opinion.
I mean, I guess.
I have slides, so we're going to get through these.
Of course you do. Okay, good.
So I think it was episode 21, if you guys want to go back and watch it. Jordan sent me on a wild goose chase because he said it was a car. Very clearly not a car. It's a more of an SUV.
It's like a station wagon. I guess I categorize a station wagon the same as I do a hatchback or a coupe. Like those are all cars. And I even said like, there's going to be some debate on this, but I think because it's a station wagon, it has to be a car. So I said it was a car.
But you were relying on your definition, which then you also acknowledge, like, all right, if I say it's a car, he's not going to be picturing this. Anyway, car segments are admittedly somewhat arbitrarily defined. So many products come along, including the Ford Flex, that you can make an argument one way or another. I think this still is firmly in the SUV category with some similarities to a station wagon.
Okay, I find that a reasonable argument. I would say, based on how short it is and that it's on the same platform as a Taurus, and that the Ford Flex group on Reddit almost universally calls it a station wagon. So the owners refer to it as a station wagon. The size of it, the fact that it's on the same platform as the Taurus, it's just the station wagon version of a Taurus.
The owners are saying that because they want to feel different. The people who made it, as in Ford, what do they call it?
Ford listed as an SUV.
And the owners listed as
a station wagon.
There's some debate, but the majority seem to call it a station wagon because they want to feel different. But they're not the ones that made it.
And Ford wants to sell it. And nobody buys station wagons. And I will refer back to my other point that I used the other week, and that is that the best-selling station wagon of all time, the Subaru Outback, is also referred to as an SUV on their website, even though it is the quintessential middle-of-the-road station wagon and has been for forever, as long as it's been sold.
So you're saying
it used
Ford
to be called
the
Impreza Outback, and then it became its own thing, which is the Outback. It was the Impreza Outback, which was the station wagon Impreza. And then they made it a little bit taller, and they called it the Outback. It was still all-wheel drive, still a station wagon.
Okay. So this actually isn't quite the same platform as the Taurus. The Taurus is on the D3 platform. This is the D4 platform, as far as I'm aware, which underpins the Lincoln SUV, the MKZ, I believe it is, MKT, and the Ford Explorer. Both of those are nowhere near station wagon. Those are firmly in the crossover SUV.
It is a wheelbase difference, yeah.
Yeah. So it's more closely related platform-wise to other SUVs like this one.
All of these are reasonable arguments. And I might even be convinced to say, yeah, that's a station wagon shaped SUV.
It could also come with a tow hitch. Do station wagons often come with a tow hitch?
Yeah.
They can?
Yeah.
Okay. So this can come with a tow hitch from the factory. It's also boxier. Station wagons tend to be more sloped. This is
Volvo V90.
This is very firmly a boxy shape, which I know is more of a stylistic one than a practical difference.
Like a Volvo.
But side profile-wise, it is much more SUV proportioned, shaped.
See, and you're not even on the profile. You're using the same angle that I used that made it look more like an SUV. When it's side on, how long it is. It's got the proportions of a hot dog.
If I took Audi's station wagon, their wagon, their estate, their whatever you want to call it, I could rotate it any way I want. It's never going to look like an SUV. This looks like an SUV 90% of the angles I turn it to.
And like I said, I'd be happy to call it a station wagon shaped SUV or a station wagon that looks like an SUV, or like it's in there. That was my whole point from the beginning, is that it's like, it's on the line. And it just happened to be that more people agreed that was more of a station wagon.
I think it's more of an SUV.
Okay.
It's 69 inches tall, which is not as short as you were saying it was.
Did you see the picture I sent you?
Okay, that's a picture of it. I'm telling you, it's 69 inches tall, which is still firmly in SUV territory. That's much taller.
Okay, but
Then-
what's the ground clearance?
The ground clearance is 5.9 inches, which is low and an intentional decision by Ford. Here's how I classify it. Here's the biggest thing. The biggest thing that makes me think this is an SUV, not a station wagon. Station wagons are almost always a hatchback-ified version of an existing car.
Mm-hmm.
You have a car, then you have the estate version or the station wagon version of that car. Or an SUV is its own standalone product. There is no car version of this, because that won't make any sense, because it's not a car with a hatchback. It's an SUV, right?
So you're saying that because they changed the grille and the hood from the Taurus and extended the wheelbase,
It's not the same as the Taurus. It's a different platform than the Taurus, an extended version of, you know what I'm talking about. They have the
I know what you're
A4 and then the A6 or S6 or whatever, and then they have the exact same car, except instead of doing this in the back, it does this in the back.
Yeah,
Everything else about it is the same.
yeah, that's a fair point. That there's no standalone car that this station wagon is based on.
Because no car would look like that. If this went down in the back, that would just be a more Range Rover looking SUV. It wouldn't suddenly turn into a car.
Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. Do you remember the accusation I was met with immediately though?
Huh.
Because my feeling of this being a station wagon was not the part that sparked the debate. The part that sparked the debate was me saying I think it's more of a station wagon, and Logan going, "You're the only person in the whole world who thinks that."
That was a bit of hyperbole.
And
Yes.
that is where the debate started. I could be convinced. It's right there on the line. Mm-hmm. You don't have to convince me.
I think it's more, well, I'm putting you on this side of the argument, and I don't appreciate you trying to find middle ground. I'm using you as an analog for the viewers that disagree with me.
Yeah.
The Flex, however, you're right about the ground clearance. It has the same ground clearance as
As a Camry.
as like a Honda Civic, honestly.
A Camry is 5.9.
That was an intentional decision by Ford because this is an SUV that does something that no other SUVs do, which is it doesn't pretend to be an off-roader. It's an SUV that is actually how you would picture an SUV would be if it were shaped the way it's actually going to be used.
Right. And that's why the people that own them love them, because they are actually designed to be used on road. They make no pretense about going off-road or whatever. You get better gas mileage, you get better efficiency.
It's easier to get in and out of.
You can get all-wheel drive, but you can't get four-wheel drive. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I totally get that.
I call it a cross-dressing crossover. Because it's an SUV that has similarities to a station wagon. It is not a station wagon with similarities to an SUV. It is an SUV, but has the ground clearance of a station wagon.
Ground clearance and proportions of a station wagon.
It's
Length.
a little bit long and a little bit short, but I think the shortness comes more to the ground clearance. Again, if you raise this up, it would be SUV height.
Yeah, and 69 inches I think is bull.
That's Ford's specs. That's what it is.
That's with the roof rails.
Okay. I mean,
That's with if you look at the picture I sent, I'm standing next to it, and it doesn't come above my shoulder. I comfortably look over this car.
that's 5 feet 9 inches tall. Yeah, you can comfortably look over it. And I said, in the Venn diagram of SUVs and station wagons, this is somewhere in the middle, but definitely more on the SUV side of things.
And you made some valid points. I'm willing to say this is an SUV with station wagon traits.
Let's look at a Venn diagram, shall we?
You really don't want me to do this middle ground. You really want to just keep hammering on this because you put so much effort into your argument. You even took pictures. How long did you spend on this?
A while.
Am I just spoiling it by not being difficult?
I need you to stand your ground on this, all right?
Go ahead. Sorry, I'm done.
This is entirely subjective, but how I would place a lot of these products. If you're looking at this, you got SUVs on the left, wagons on the right. You got a handful of things in the middle that are on the line, but more firmly in one category than the other.
I like where you placed all these. I'm not going to argue with where you put any of these. But, except maybe I would put the Flex more toward the middle than where you put it. And this is where I was getting stuck on, if it's at all a wagon, that would make it then a car. And that's why I answered the questions the way I did.
That's a separate issue. Because I said car and then gave a couple of examples of when I say, so car can be a broad range of things or a specific set of things, right? Because car, people say car, that could technically mean a truck or an SUV, a vehicle, right? A vehicle that's not a motorcycle. When someone says car, they could technically mean anything with four wheels.
Right. So you gave specifics of not a truck, not a van, not an SUV.
I said a coupe or a hatchback, a sedan, car.
Wagon, yeah.
No one, when you're thinking of that smaller circle of vehicles inside the broader spectrum of vehicles, no one is picturing a Ford Flex in that. And I have to know that you agree with me on that part.
Yeah, admittedly.
Regardless of where you think it falls on here, when I say car, that's nowhere on this spectrum.
Well, I mean, this is a car, and that's a car.
Okay, so there's a third circle off to the right.
Of the cars. And you're saying that this...
There's no overlap in the car territory for this.
Yeah,
the overlap is between wagon and SUV, not wagon and car.
You mean not SUV and car?
No. This is in the overlap between wagon and SUV.
Yeah.
It's not in the overlap between wagon and car.
And see, I would put that Flex basically right in the middle of this Venn diagram that you made. Just the way I think of that car is as a station wagon.
I need you to think of it over there. For my effort in this to be justified.
I even made this point to Tisha. I'm like, Mason and Logan care so much more about this than I do. Anyway, I think you're right that if I had thought about it a little longer, I might have gone, no, I don't think I would call it a car. Yeah, it's a wagon, and if I wanted to be pedantic, I could just go, and I was pedantic, and I wanted to be pedantic. So I called it a car, and yeah, I probably wouldn't put the Flex in a car category as comfortably as many of these other station wagons.
That's all I needed.
So
That's all I needed.
The Flex station wagon is maybe a little misplaced on this graph to my liking, but I agree that it probably falls outside of the circle of a car.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that's why Logan is having a conniption.
But we had just gone through the Routon, and we had specifically said, okay, not an SUV, not a truck, not a van, and anything else would be a car. And I don't think of that as an SUV. I think of that as a wagon. So if it's not an SUV, not a truck, not a van, then it's a car. And you can see how I got there on that one.
No.
Because you still think
if
it's
you said not an SUV, not a truck, not a van, I would not be thinking about the Ford Flex then. It would be the last thing on my mind.
Interesting.
Maybe not the last thing, but I'm thinking, you know what a car means. Like I'm thinking like a car. A car. Don't act like you don't know what a car is.
Never heard of her.
I put two examples of each, basically. These are SUVs with wagon-like features. These are wagons, two wagons with SUV-like features.
It is funny to me that you didn't include the Subaru Outback.
I included the Ascent.
Yeah, which is, I think, firmly an SUV.
Really?
I do agree that it's a little longer. But yeah, I think, you know what else has the same proportions as the Flex, funnily enough, is like a Yukon XL with how long it is. But it's clearly like the the side panels are really tall. It's super high off the ground, and maybe the Flex would look more like a Yukon if it had a lot of ground clearance.
Higher. If it were higher, like these Volvos over here, the cross country Volvos, these immediately, because look at this other Volvo wagon over there.
Yeah,
that's almost identical
to this one. Yeah.
But this has a higher ride height. Look how much more that looks like an SUV than this one, just because of the ride height.
Yeah.
I think Ford just from the factory was like, we're going to be honest about this. This is going to go off-road as much as every SUV person goes off-road, which is none. And so we're going to give it ground clearance that actually makes sense. I don't feel like that just magically makes it a station wagon. I think that's just an honest, purposeful SUV.
Where did the SUV come from, Mason?
Sport utility vehicle?
Where did the idea of an SUV come from? What segment did it replace in the U.S.?
Well, it replaced a wagon.
Yeah.
As a more capable, ostensibly capable wagon. Yeah.
So what you're saying is when they go back to their roots,
jeez,
when the SUV goes back to its roots, it doesn't become a station wagon again.
Honestly, what's really doing it for me is the shape. I can't get over the shape. I'll never see that shape and think that's anything other than an SUV.
And I have the opposite opinion. I see that shape and I'm like, that's a wagon.
Yeah, it's just one of those Laurel Yanny blue dress, yellow dress things. Like I see an SUV.
But I think you made some well-articulated points, and I think your hours, days of effort on this Venn diagram was well worth it.
Good.
Weeks. Sleepless nights.
I haven't seen my kids in weeks. All right. Let's talk about some obscure finds. So we can blow through these. I
saw this. I actually saw this week.
Really?
Not in person, but I was looking at it. I'm like, that's a freaking Ram Charger? Because it's a Durango two-door.
It is effectively a two-door Durango. It's a Ram Charger Mexico only. You could get it with a 5.9 liter. You could not get it with all-wheel drive. But it has 3 rows and 2 doors. I don't know how the heck.
3 rows?
It has 3 rows. 3 rows.
Is the third row rear-facing? Is this a station wagon?
Oh, gosh.
Everything's a station wagon, Mason.
Jordan's going to come out with a new cereal called Oops, All Station Wagons.
Look under your seat. You get a station wagon.
It's all station wagons. Always has been. From what I read,
they're not.
Fact check me if I'm wrong, but from what I read, there's not a lot of pictures of it. They didn't make a ton of them. They did not emissions test these. They did not crash test these. They developed it for less than $3 million and sent it out into the world.
Into Mexico.
Obviously, they couldn't sell it here in the U.S. for less than $3 million. You couldn't develop a car for that and have it emissions and crash tested and all that stuff. But a few of them do find their way up here, and you can find them on Craigslist. But yeah.
I would love one of these. That'd be super cool.
It's pretty cool. It's effectively a 2-door Durango.
You know who else would love this is Wes Kimball, because he had a 4-door. He had the Durango.
Yeah.
And he had the 4.9.
Well, would this just be called the Rango? Since it's
not dual.
Yeah.
It's just Rango.
Durango, yeah.
I think it's called a Ram Charger.
Yeah. You know what's funny? To keep the cost down, the hatch is literally, I'm not exaggerating, it is the hatch, rear opening hatch from the Grand Caravan of this era.
Oh, it really?
Bolted right on.
Wow. I would have thought it would be the same one as the Durango. Or did this come before the Durango?
This was 99 to 2001. So the Durango was already around. So, no, it's the exact hatch from
the
Grand Caravan.
That's funny.
When you look at the rear, I don't have a rear picture. Yeah, I don't have a rear picture. But, yeah, it's copy and pasted. It's bolted right on.
Very cool. Yeah, I learned about this car this week. So it's very funny that you brought it up.
Yeah. Another one that I found recently in obscure findings.
Serra.
Dodge
3700 GT.
Serra 3700 GT. It is a European Dodge Challenger, effectively. But it's much smaller. It's meant to be styled like a Challenger, but it shares nothing with the Challenger.
which part?
What?
The color? Which part looks like a Challenger?
I mean, the side profile. You look at like where the window line, like the belt line, how it kicks up over there, and then the dual headlights up front.
I mean, I guess.
It's not a replica of a Challenger, but it shares some similarities.
It's just like somebody who had seen one once a very long time ago.
They wanted to make something that looked American compared to a lot of European cars at the time. This looks very
Very American.
very American.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very boxy.
I think the rear deck height being higher than the hood, that works for Challenger.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
Pretty cool. Built in Spain between 1972 and 73, but I think less than 25 were built.
Jeez.
And of that, I think 13 are still accounted for. So there's not very many.
And what were they, 3.7 liters?
It was the 2.7 liter slant six.
Oh.
170 horsepower. And this is small. This is much smaller than like an actual Challenger.
Are you sure it was a 2.7? So it was the 180? Because there's slant six 225, which is a 3.7, I think. I'd have to do the conversion.
I could be wrong.
But yeah, because it would make sense if it's a 3700 that it would be the slant six 225 because that's, I think, 3.7.
Oh, it could be 3.7 liter.
But in any case, not an engine known for power.
No.
And if 170 is more than the 225 ever made over here,
Okay.
I think 160 was the most it ever made.
Okay, so it could
They
be
even put
3.7.
they put in that in full size pickup trucks with 160 horsepower.
Jeez.
But there are engines unmodified that are still used in pump houses and generator rooms all over this country because that slant six 225 will run forever. Because they don't rev high. They have more than necessary oiling systems, and they just go.
Just over-engineered.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know if they're over-engineered. They're dead simple. They just have more oiling than they need for lubrication purposes. So there's never a case where they get starved out. So as long as you change the oil, they just run. There are trucks that still run with the 225 from 60 years ago, 70 years ago.
I got one more obscure find. This one's pretty cool. This is a Volkswagen
Wow.
SP2. Pretty good looking little car, huh?
It's not bad.
Right?
Yeah, I like the hood.
Honestly, the rear three-quarter, I think, is the best angle.
Oh, wow.
Kind of looks like a Porsche, doesn't it? Porsche?
You would think, yeah, they're basically cousins.
Yeah. I mean, it shares nothing with...
I was going to say, is
Porsches,
this just a Porsche with a Volkswagen?
No, it's not. It shares almost nothing with it.
There's, but it's rear engine, right? Is that what these louvers here are for?
I actually don't know if it's rear engine.
And it's got that long overhang over the back. It's proportioned like a front engine car.
Mm-hmm. It's also known as the Type 149, but it was built in Volkswagen of Brazil between 1972 and 75.
Oh, is this a Beetle with a different body?
Not a Beetle, but there were a lot of those in South America at the time. This actually used the 1.7 liter Boxster 4-cylinder. This is the SP2, so this is the high-performance model. It does 100 miles an hour in 0 to 60 in 16 seconds.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is the fast version. They wanted to bring it to the U.S., but the headlamps were actually too low to the ground for U.S. regulations at the time.
Those look so cool, though.
It does look cool. They made a little over 10,000 of them, and they are now like pretty hot commodity items.
I mean, if you have low production volume, fairly low, not like exclusive low, but fairly low production volume and a good looking package, you're going to end up with value.
Yeah. I think it looks great.
Yeah. I think it looks really good too. I really like the stripe along the side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Pretty cool. All right.
Speed rounds.
Now we're into our speed rounds. So first up for speed rounds, we have cover cars. And this is... You're quizzing me for this first set.
Okay. So This is the 1984 Ford Econoline. What piece of media did this feature in?
I can think of a couple. I'll do the one that I don't think you're thinking of first.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that shows up in Home Alone. It's what the Wet Bandits are driving.
It might. It's not the one I'm thinking of. It might be an Econoline, but there were a bunch of vans that looked exactly
I
like
remember
this at
when
the
they
time.
almost hit Kevin, the big old Ford logo was like right there. I could be wrong. It could be a Chevy logo. Now I'm thinking about it, I think it might actually be a Chevy. So, but I'll say the one that I think it actually is.
What?
Is this the Mutt Mobile from Dumb and Dumber? Yep.
Yeah.
Because that's more of a cover
Mutton
car.
cut.
Mutton cut. That's what it is. Yeah.
I went back and watched some clips from that movie. It does not hold up. 30-year-old me does not find any of that funny.
Yeah, I think you have to be. It's one of those movies I think is funnier with friends.
And it's also funny like when you're 11.
Yeah. When it was like crass and inappropriate and something you're not supposed to be watching. Yeah. All right.
1983 GMC G15 van.
The GMC, would that be the A-Team?
That would
van?
be the A-Team,
Nice.
which actually looks baller. It looks so cool.
Even though that spoiler,
It does nothing at all.
nothing.
I could take or leave the spoiler, but the
I mean, I would take it.
the red rims, the red line, the brush guard, the red GMC logo. I think that looks really cool. I know it's dog slow, but it looks really cool.
It does look cool.
Yeah. All right. 1969 Dodge Charger RT.
69 Charger is what they used in Dukes of Hazzard.
It is Dukes of Hazzard. You got it.
Yep. Generally, we saw a lot of those at Carlisle.
I didn't realize the General Lee had the brush guard in the front.
I don't think it had the hood pins.
Probably not. But yeah. Those are cool.
Yeah.
I hate how many they destroyed making that show.
Yeah. That show single-handedly
Dozens.
is the reason that those are so expensive now.
Yeah, they destroyed dozens and dozens of those.
Yeah.
Like every episode, they got rid of multiple.
Nowadays, someone found out that the Crown Vic actually shares a wheelbase with this vehicle, and so they'll build fiberglass bodies for stunts and movies and stuff. Because it's cheaper to just take a beat-up police car and put a fiberglass body on it and jump it than to restore a 69 Charger.
And then destroy it.
Yeah. All right. Cover cars.
Okay, this is for me.
This is for you. So cover cars, these are vehicles from the covers of popular movies, magazines, TV shows, video games.
Or known to be related.
Known to be related, very closely related to these pieces of media. 1970, Charger RT.
It's about family.
It's all about family. Fast and Furious.
Mm-hmm.
So much torque. Chassis twisted off the line.
It's all about family would be a totally different. This would be a different film if it took place in Alabama.
Gosh. All right, moving on. 1984 Ferrari 308 Quattro Valvole.
Quattro valvole. That would be Magnum PI.
Yeah. I don't know if you'd get that.
I almost picked it for you.
Oh, really?
For my cover cars. I was like, I'll do Magnum PI next time. Yeah.
They used a couple Ferraris, but
how is it that a private investigator owns a Ferrari? That doesn't.
it's his friend's.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. He lives at his friend's Hawaii like penthouse basically and drives some of his cars.
Can't say I've seen it, so
Yeah.
it's
cool.
just, can you imagine the copious volumes of cocaine under the carpets?
Oh, gosh. I mean, it's not in Florida. If it were in Florida, that's
Oh my
one
gosh,
thing.
yeah. I mean,
Hawaii.
I'm just thinking Burt Reynolds. That man was like made of cocaine for a number of years.
Well, that's Tom Selleck.
Or is it Tom Selleck?
Yeah, it's
That's
Tom
the same
Selleck.
guy. That's the same person.
Burt Reynolds, I think, fits your description a little better.
Burt Reynolds and Tom Selleck are the same mustache.
The mustache is very similar. I just think of a clip that I've been meaning to reshare on our Reels page, but a woman comes out of the hotel and puts her bags in the Ferrari, and he's like, "How did you know that was my car?" And she's like, "What other type of car would you drive?" And he looks at the camera and smiles. I'm like, "Heck yeah!" I mean, peak '80s Tom Selleck. Like, yeah. What else would he drive?
Burt Reynolds. Is he more of a station wagon?
Gosh.
Okay.
1971 Plymouth Barracuda. I'll say this is a much more recent film.
Our Instagram. No, here's the 72.
Mm-hmm.
But,
It was on a couple of covers and honestly didn't have a whole lot of screen time, but it did have some really cool scenes.
Can you give me an actor that's well known that's in it?
Keanu Reeves.
Oh, was this in John Wick?
Mm-hmm. John Wick 4.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, I remember that scene when he comes out, and I like jumped out of my seat. I can't believe I didn't remember that because I was so excited when that happened.
Mm-hmm. Black 71 Barracuda.
I do love the John Wick formula. The John Wick formula is it's the more artistic and more like better executed version of the Michael Bay formula. Mm-hmm. Just give them what they asked for. Give them muscle cars, give them guns, bad guys getting punched in the mouth. That's
good choreography, good gunplay.
Mm-hmm. You give them everything they want. Compelling characters.
The movie,
and then actually be competent about it. Mm-hmm. Whereas, like anytime there's like a free second of transition, Michael Bay is just like American flag, sunset, just every
Megan
time.
Fox.
Megan Fox, 8 Megan Foxes. Yeah, it's just. Whereas this is like John Wick is more
tasteful.
It's not what you would call tasteful. This is not a Sundance Film Fest, but it's more tasteful than Michael Bay.
Maybe more honest.
Yeah, or earnest. It's more earnest than Michael Bay. Michael Bay, you feel like he's actively giving you the middle finger while you're watching it. Just like, eat your slop. Mm-hmm. And these guys make it because they like it too.
You know what gives me the same feeling as the John Wick movies is the movie Nobody.
I haven't seen it.
With Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah.
But he has a really cool scene with a 72 Challenger. It's pretty cool.
That's cool.
All right. Guess the car by the nickname. So I'm going to give you the colloquial nickname of this car, and you tell me what it is.
Okay.
Godzilla.
Gojira. That would be the R35 GTR.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. It originated with the R32,
Did
if
it?
I'm not mistaken. But obviously, Skyline GTR,
Gojira.
you just call it Godzilla. But I think it originated from an Australian magazine that called the R32 Godzilla.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I saw one of those on the road the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they pulled up next to me, and because he was right-hand drive, he commented on my JDM car, which I didn't even think of my car as a JDM car, but clearly it's like...
Yeah. What else would it be?
I know. I just think of my car as like, it's a Miata and it exists outside of time and whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. I also learned something really interesting that I'll share with the viewers, and I already shared with you. Top Gear did a side-by-side comparison test between Christian von Koenigsegg, the owner of Singer, they custom make 911s, and Mate Rimac. And the three of them drove each other's cars with each other in the car and then commented and had a long discussion right after. The question posed to them was, when do the horsepower wars end? Is 2,000 horsepower too much? Are you guys going to shoot for 3,000 horsepower? At what point does it become more dangerous than useful? Or basically, I don't even know if he said dangerous, but like, that was the question. And Christian made a great point. He goes, well, I drove the Rimac, the Navara, and the 2,000 horsepower that it puts down is well calibrated to the chassis, the tires, the tuning, the suspension. Everything in that car is calibrated to handle the horsepower it's been given. And you might get into a car that has the chassis and the setup to handle way more horsepower than it's ever seen. and then there's not enough horsepower, and you're sitting there wanting more. And there's cars that are well calibrated. And he said, I think all three of our cars are more well calibrated to the horsepower numbers they have than your average car. And he said, for example, a vehicle that I drive that is well calibrated to its horsepower is my commuter car every day is a Mazda MX-5 that I bought when I was 19. And Christian von Koenigsegg, who can drive anything, who has driven everything, who designs the world's most exclusive and advanced hypercars in the world, arguably, can drive anything, and he drives a Miata.
Bet you felt pretty validated.
I paused it and I was like, woo! I was listening to their discussion while driving my Miata.
Of course. That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. And he made like a valid argument. He's like, he put, he rightfully put the Miata next to its peers in the, in the Navara.
People cross shop the Navara with a MX-5. Yeah.
The Navara and the Koenigsegg Agera with its rightful peers. His was in 1992 or something.
All right. Rambo Lambo.
Okay. I don't know what this is, but go ahead.
You're guessing this is the nickname.
Oh, sorry. The Rambo Lambo. So it's got to be like an off-road. Oh, is this a Urus?
I think around the same time as Rambo. You're close, though. You're very close.
LM002.
Mm-hmm.
The Lamu 2.
It's the Rambo Lambo.
Yeah. Cool.
Pretty cool. I would have that over in Urus.
Yeah. Carbureted. With 12 throttle bodies. You have to tune 12 carburetors for one engine, all to interact with each other properly and not spit fuel back out of the intake and catch the whole thing on fire like they love to do.
Yeah. A little excitement.
Yeah.
Clown Shoe.
That is the coupe version of the Z3.
Yep.
Clown
Z3M
Shoe.
Coupe. All right.
Cool.
Next
What do you got?
one. Oh, yeah. Guess the car by the nicknames. This is the commonly known nickname given to this car, and you guess what car it is.
Okay. Fox
Fox
body.
body.
That is an 80s Mustang.
Yep. Third gen Ford Mustang.
Yep. Most of these had really powerful 5.0s because they were forged internals. So people would, for a long time, they would take them out of these because they're ugly as sin and put them in like real cars. And now people actually have like an affinity for the Fox body, which I don't understand even a little bit. When I show this to my students and I'm like, what do you think that is? And they're like, no clue. Something old. Mm-hmm. I'm like, that's a Mustang. They're like, that's impossible. Mustangs are good looking.
Yeah. People really like them.
Yeah.
Subaru.
Oh, that would be the 9.3 hatch. Oh, 9.2X. Okay, yeah.
Yep. Saab 92X.
Yeah, just like the Fiata.
Mm-hmm. Screaming Chicken.
That is the Toyota Century.
No, but I know
It does have
it's a peacock, isn't it?
I don't
Or
even know.
supposed to be.
It looks like a screaming chicken on the badge, yeah.
No, more American. You were talking about Burt Reynolds earlier.
Oh, Firebird?
Yep. Firebird Trans Am.
Smokey and the Bandit.
Yep. It's a Firebird obviously on the front, but people call it the Screaming
Screaming
Chicken,
Chicken.
and also attribute that name to the whole car.
Yeah.
Call it the Screaming Chicken. Yeah.
Cool. Next one.
That's it.
Okay, 20 questions.
And this is you are quizzing me. And I think this is the only one you sent me.
20 questions to guess the car I'm thinking of. Ready, go.
Did it start production after the year 2000?
No.
Did it start production after the year 1980?
No.
Did it start production after the year 1960?
No.
Did it start production after the year 1940?
Yes.
Okay, so it started production sometime between 1940 and 1960. Okay. Was it built In America, in North American continent.
No.
Was it built, assembled in the European continent?
Yeah.
Would it be considered a sporty car?
No.
So it's a non-sporty car made on the European continent, started production after 1940, but before 1960. Is it made by a brand that's still around?
I know that it's one of those brands that was revamped because they went out of production and then they came back in the mid 2000s. But the car that I'm thinking of, though they made the same thing in the mid 2000s, the car that I'm thinking of is the older one. So I don't know that they're still making it, but I know that they tried to come back for a little while. I don't know if that helps you.
The brand or the specific car?
Both.
Okay, so I was talking about the brand. Like, is it a brand that's still making cars today?
I would guess no,
Okay.
because I was more looking up the older car.
Is it made in the United Kingdom?
Yes.
Or it was made in the United Kingdom? Oof. You might have got me on this.
I do know that you know this car.
Okay. 1940s or 50s UK vehicle. Would this be a sought after collector's item today?
Not even a little bit.
All right.
Maybe for the people who tried to bring it back.
Was it featured on Top Gear?
It was.
Did somebody try to put it in space?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
It's not a Reliant Robin.
Dang, I really...
That was my red herring. Because I knew as soon as you got Top Gear, you would go for Reliant Robin. It's not that. Same number of wheels.
Oh, it's that... Is it the mini car that Jeremy drove through the BBC offices?
Do you remember the name?
It's a something one or something, right? Or like the is it Opal? No, not Opal. Yeah, I don't remember the name.
The brand is Peel, P-E-E-L, and they were a fiberglass manufacturer, and they put a tiny little engine and seat in it, and it's called the P50 because it is 50
cc's?
I don't remember. I remember that it was 4.2 horsepower. 0 to 60 in never.
That would be terrifying.
0 to 30 kilometers an hour, which is like 17 miles an hour, in like 20 seconds, which is an order of magnitude slower than my 5-year-old's go-kart.
I could run faster than that.
Yes. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. Jeremy Clarkson somehow folded himself into this. There's an engine in there with you.
That's crazy.
That is smaller in width and length than Joseph's go-kart.
Less powerful too.
It's JoJo's go-kart has 2 more horsepower. It's 6.5, and this is 4.2. Anyway, yeah. Anybody who didn't know about the car, now you do,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry.
All right, 20 questions for you.
Okay.
So you can ask 20 yes or no questions to figure out what car I'm thinking of.
Okay. All right. American market vehicle.
Yes.
Okay. In European manufacturer.
No.
Japanese manufacturer.
Yes.
Okay. Mitsubishi.
No.
Subaru.
Yes.
Made in the last 20 years.
No.
Does it have a truck bed?
Yes.
Is it a Subaru brand?
Yes.
You can't just go with the Brat, man. It's like the mascot of the show.
Between the Cuda, the Miata, and the Brat. It's just a revolving door of cars.
Of
I just
very,
don't know. I don't
very
think we've
similar two-door cars.
We've never done 20 questions on it, I don't think.
Have we not?
No.
Oh. Maybe because it's too obvious.
Yeah, probably.
But hey, as far as two-door cars, you really can't find three more different two-door cars.
A new Miata, a Subaru Brat, and a 72 Barracuda. Yeah.
Maybe that Ram Charger.
Yeah.
That's a pretty different two-door.
And not a lot of similarities.
I would say this shares more similarities with your car just based on age than my car.
Probably drives more like my car.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Guess that car. This is for me?
Yep.
Okay.
So this one I gave you 2 hint photos. So if you need a bigger hint, you can go to the next one.
Is this a Ford?
It's not.
Is this the Copperhead concept?
Go back to the other one. What's missing?
A grill? Oh, this is an EV1.
It is an EV1.
That's a two-door that has nothing to do with
There's another two-door that has nothing in common.
All right.
What is that?
Is that a Cadillac wagon?
I was hoping you'd go for Cadillac. It's not.
Is that a Volvo?
Yeah.
Is it the shooting brake thing?
No.
Is it the SUV?
It is. You have one more hint photo if you want it.
I don't really know the Volvo naming, but I know it's
It's probably the best-selling Volvo of the last 30 years.
like the XC90.
XC90, you got it. Split folding rear tailgate. I was looking at this and I was like, XC90 is not bad. Except this one that we're looking at is $110,000, and it was on sale.
Why?
This one's a 2019, so it was $110,000 in 2019. It is.
What are you paying for?
The Volvo name, apparently. They're a luxury manufacturer in the U.S. It's the only way they can make money because they're low volume. Again, this is a hard one, slightly easier one in the next photo.
Like 2005 BMW X5?
I had to block out the X5 name. You got it. The E53 generation X5.
This is, you talked about how the Porsche Cayenne doesn't look good. When they try to take a design language and then stretch it vertically, rarely does it work out pretty well. This is one of the better applications, in my opinion.
I think the strong belt line helps it from the E36 M3.
Yeah.
But the butt is terrible. I don't like the back.
I don't like the taillights either. The grille looks good. The proportions look good.
Mm-hmm. The integrated running boards, not a fan.
I didn't even notice that.
It makes me think of the V-Hicross, that giant chunk of plastic underneath it. Yeah.
Okay. So, we're going to play a game. Now you understand how I got that car so quickly.
Why is this happens so often that we end up picking the same cars or very similar or addressing the same cars?
Totally unrelated.
Yeah. We don't talk about this ahead of time.
No.
We never do, because then it would just spoil it. You can't say anything, even stuff that I want to talk about.
We put covers on the slides when they send them to me. So when we click through them in the presentation, we see them. But when you're moving them around, you don't see what's under them.
Right. So basically each slide has a
Cover.
picture over it, a cover that disappears when we're in presentation mode. So while he's assembling it, he can't see anything that we did unless he were to go and edit.
It just says
each
what
slide.
the category is, so I know where to put it in the presentation.
Right. So the funny part is that you brought up exactly what was going through my mind just now was the Chinese version of this that appeared on Top Gear, which is
The Shangguan SCEO HP J6 474Y.
Yeah, that would be a BMW X5 from the early 2000s.
You got it.
Wow.
Suddenly, this doesn't look so bad.
Yeah, the other one actually does look worse.
Yeah. So this,
Temu.
I kind of glossed over this. This segment is who did it best.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you the Chinese knockoff and then the actual version. You tell me if the knockoff actually looks better or if the original looks better.
Yeah, X5 looks way better. They even did the Hofmeister kink here.
They even did, although these aren't true running boards, they do kick out a little bit there.
Yeah.
Just completely, just unabashed.
Absolute copy.
Copy.
Yeah.
Did they do the exhaust?
Nope.
No, just a single dinky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the X5 looks way better.
Yeah. Just no shame. The Songsan Dolphin.
Is this like a miniaturized version of a C1 Corvette?
Yeah. Yep. And you may be mistaken into thinking this closely resembles the C1. I'll show you the C1, and you'll quickly realize how much worse this looks.
Well, this has way more like bubbly proportions.
The whole front is much more vertical.
Mm-hmm. Let me see the C1. Oh, yeah.
So much better.
So much better.
So much better.
Those stripes between each headlight.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I go back, and it's...
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, my gosh. That's official
It's like
price.
the cheap carnival ride knockoff.
It's outside the gas station. You put a quarter in it version. Yeah, that's what this is.
How they didn't pay to license the likeness of Iron Man, and so it's like...
It's like Metal Man.
Yeah, metal dude. Yeah. It bears a passing resemblance, but then you see the actual one, you're like, oh, okay.
That's better.
Yeah, that looks
Everything about this is better.
Mm-hmm.
Except
Right.
that underneath the C1s apparently they weren't even remotely sports cars. Very similar to how the Mustang was a secretary's car, was a very like pedestrian car. Even the V8 made like 150 horsepower or something. The original 65 Mustang was not a powerful car. Yeah, the C1, the Corvette team quickly went to the C2 and changed everything underneath to make it actually a sporting vehicle.
All right, next is the Hunt Cantisi.
Hunked. The Incredible Bulk. Have you seen that? It's a knockoff Incredible Hulk. Oh, no, it's the Amazing Bulk. And he's purple and CGI rendered, and the movie was made on like $8. Anyway,
Yeah.
This is the Incredible, or the Amazing Bulk version of the Incredible Hulk.
Version of what car?
Oh, this is the Range Rover Sport.
Yep,
Yeah.
Range Rover.
Yeah, and it's actually, I think it's more of the Range Rover Sport knockoff.
Yeah. It pulls some similarities from
both, yeah.
both, yeah.
Yep, let's
All
see.
right. Ready for a few more? So who did it best? I'm going to show you the cheap knockoff and the original, and well, first, I guess, see if you could figure out what the original is supposed to be. BAIC BJ80 6x6. You're never going to guess what this is based on.
This thing's electric? What the heck? Or maybe that's a power port.
I think it's a power port, yeah. It's got tailpipes.
Yeah, that is based on the Mercedes G63 6x6.
What? No.
Yeah.
I like how in the Mercedes version, the exhaust comes out the side.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
I mean, yeah. They're not exactly going for subtlety.
Yeah.
So,
Which the exhaust coming out the side is like the biggest. This is not actually meant to go off road
yeah.
sign. Now on this one, the ground clearance is high enough that it really doesn't matter. But on the actual like G wagons, when the exhaust comes out the side like that, it's like, all right,
You're admitting, it's a tacit admission that it's not going off road.
yeah.
It may as well be a Ford Flex. May as well be a station wagon, you know?
All right, let's go back to my Venn diagram. All right. The Great Wall Aura Punk Cat.
It's a four-door Beetle.
Yeah.
How do you even fit people in the back of a four-door Beetle?
We talked about Punk Cat was one of the made-up vehicles from last time.
Mm-hmm. Is this it?
This is it, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's like a dead ringer for a Beetle. I bet you could take that hood off and put it on a Beetle. Okay, maybe not. But yeah.
What's funny is this knockoff actually more closely resembles
the old one.
the older version,
Yeah.
which is interesting. And yeah, this has 4 doors.
The VW New Beetle. That was the last time that Volkswagen had a vehicle that got people in showrooms, like the ID Buzz is doing for them now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Zoetge SR8.
It's so shameless. It's so shameless. It's so clearly a Cayenne.
Yeah, I mean, it's more of a Macan, I think, is what it's supposed
smaller?
to be. It's a little smaller. And honestly, look at these. You can't see what I'm pointing at on
The louvers, yeah.
the louvers in the very front, just off of the grill as I go to the next slide. Keep your eye on those.
Yeah, that's a Macan for sure.
Well, and the Macan has the distinctive, like, cladding there on the doors.
Yeah.
And they did the same thing.
Yeah. I hate it, though. I hate that black plastic,
Yeah.
stupid
It makes it look
cheap.
$20,000 cheaper.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes it
For
look
no
really
reason.
cheap.
But yeah, like this one I think is one of the more
Egregious.
shameless.
Yeah. Just the fact that they can't bolt the headlights on from one to the other doesn't mean you didn't steal the idea.
Yeah.
Like, look at the greenhouse. Look at the shape of the windows on the sides. It's exactly the same.
Look at the mirrors.
Yeah. It's just exactly the same. Copy my homework, but don't look like it did.
Yeah.
Look at how far inset the wheels are on the Chinese one.
Uh-huh.
They're like really far in the body, and then the Porsche is like all the way out at the corners.
Yeah.
And much smaller rims, smaller tires. I bet the whole thing's a lot smaller. Yeah, don't worry, guys. China doesn't steal any intellectual property.
Nope.
Just like their whole thing.
All right. This one's for me. Concept versus reality. So am I guessing what the original is, or am I just giving my opinion?
Oh, yeah, you're going to guess what the original is.
Guess what the original is. Okay.
Or guess what came out of this. So
Or,
what
yeah.
what did this concept turn into?
The Saturn Vue?
No.
Is it a
look-
GM?
Nope, it's not a GM product. Look at the wheel wells. Look at this vent behind the front one.
Oh, is this the Grand Cherokee?
But yeah, you would think this is the Grand Cherokee, but go ahead, go to the next one.
This is the Compass. Oh, Commander? Really?
That was the concept Commander, and then this is the Commander that we got. That was the Commander concept, and I think that just turned into the Grand Cherokee.
Yeah. The wheel arches look way more like the Cherokee.
Well, I mean,
Grand
look at how
Cherokee.
squared off they are on the Commander. But they're not as thick.
The sloped back. This all looks way more like a Grand Cherokee
Absolutely.
than the
And when you
Commander.
say Grand Cherokee, you can't unsee it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, that's Jeep Commander concept. All right, I got another one. What did that turn into? This
That turned
two-door
into
sports car.
the Volt.
It did. This two-door sports car turned into the. Look at
Is
how.
that 2 doors? Looks like 4.
Oh, maybe it is 4 doors. Yeah, but like, look at this and just.
I mean, I do
sad.
see.
They took a couple, like this little silver thing under the headlights that comes forward from the windows. Like they took that.
That's about it.
That's basically it. The wraparound taillights, is that in the concept? A little
bit, yeah.
Yeah.
The black piece on the top of the door sill, and like what is that? Like a transparent glass section
Yeah.
that got dramatically reduced to just like glossy black plastic.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Now, this is not an E-Rev, right?
No. This is a traditional hybrid.
But it can run on just electricity. You can charge it though, right?
Yes. So the engine, the gas engine and the electric motor both run the wheels. In E-Rev, the gas engine does not touch the wheels at all, and it never revs up or down. It just stays the same RPM.
At the most efficient RPM.
Exactly. That is the main difference. Is that the gas those are called a series hybrid. This is a parallel hybrid, where they will both go to the wheels and they will assist one another when you have charge. I rented one of these for like 2 months when I was in Michigan, maybe a month and a half, and I had like a 30-minute drive or so. And if it was fully charged when I left, I would be driving on 85 horsepower engine most of my drive. It was so pointless. It was peppy when it had the electric motor, but that was for such a short amount of time. It didn't matter. They sucked. I didn't like it at all. And Yeah, so this is a parallel hybrid where they both can drive the wheels. A series hybrid is that the gas engine is just there as a generator and does not have any mechanical connection to the wheels at all.
Oh, makes sense. Oh, that's a Camaro.
Nope.
Is it a Firebird concept?
Go ahead and go to the next slide. It is not a 2010 Chevy Camaro.
So it's a Firebird?
Nope.
GTO? GTO.
That's
That's what we got. You know what's funny is by the time we got this from Australia, it already looked outdated.
Yeah.
Because this looks outdated now. It looked outdated by the time we got it.
Mm-hmm.
So this was like, 2002. This looked fairly outdated for 2002.
This is a very 90s looking 2002. Mm-hmm. The only similarities here is that it's a two-door and it's got the hood vents. Go back to the concept. That's basically it. But they clearly, just like the other one looked like the Grand Cherokee and not the Wagoneer, they clearly took this and made it the Camaro. Mm-hmm. They took the inspiration from this and made the Camaro instead of the GTO that we got.
The Wolverine slashes are cute.
Yeah, it looked like kitty whiskers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at how sad that is in comparison to the
You know,
concept.
those actually have held their value pretty well.
Are they V8s?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, LS V8s.
Wow, that'd be great to buy and put in something that isn't awful to look at.
I don't mind it. It's not bad.
Is it rear-wheel drive?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
it looks like a 4-cylinder front-wheel drive hate box. It looks like a Cobalt competitor.
I mean, they did that same exact thing when they made the Pontiac G8, and then they did the same thing when they made the Chevy SS.
Right.
They look like slow rental cars that actually handle and drive really well, and then they wonder why no one buys them.
Because they look like slow front-wheel drive rental cars. If you make them look like dog water, no one's going to want to drink.
The more you know. All right.
Dope or nope?
Dope or nope. I'm going to show you a picture of a modified car, and you tell me if the modifications are dope or not so much.
Okay.
2001 Corvette C1.
I've seen one of these in person, and as much as I want to hate it because it just is a fake imitation just like that Chinese one, if I had a 2001 Corvette, would I rather have it look like this or like a 2001? I'd much rather have it look like this. I would rather have, I mean, except for the taillight, maybe that thing is kind of bulbous. But maybe I wouldn't make all exactly the same decisions, but I've seen an 01 Corvette, and I'm not a fan.
I feel similar. It's definitely a case of awful taste but great execution.
Yeah.
But the front end, I really don't have any complaints.
Mm-hmm.
I really, I mean, it's good. I like it.
I don't like this silver thing behind the front wheel. It looks like it's
Yeah.
put on backwards, and it's also at an angle compared to the door.
Yeah.
And the door is clearly a different color from the front fender.
Well, and what's hard to overlook is the very early 2000s looking door handles.
Mm-hmm.
Just
And
completely ruin the rest of the look.
the original C1 had a much more vertical glass instead of being raked back so steeply.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is definitely the most flattering angle, though.
Yeah.
If you look at the back,
Oh!
it's...
No, this is not the version I saw. I don't remember throwing up.
Yeah.
This is not the one I saw. The one I saw was much... Well, the one I saw was a C1 conversion, but oh my goodness, that is bad.
There is a way to take something that is classically good looking and modernize it. They achieved that with the front. The Dodge Challenger would be an example of that. This is more Chevy SSR. Like, same concept, but the execution is not good.
Terrible. This looks like it's designed by Zagato. I've never seen anything from Zagato that actually looks good.
Yeah, look how far in the license plate is.
Oh my gosh. Look at a huge bezel. And then the exhaust that is going to just melt the fiberglass near it because it's hugged right up against the exhaust. That doesn't make any sense. Those silver strips don't look like bumpers at all. And then, oh my gosh, is that two sets of exhaust? There's an exhaust below.
No, they're side by side.
No, there's a 4 underneath and then one on each side right here.
I don't think that's exhaust. I think those are the reverse lights.
In tubes? Those look like they're tubes.
Maybe. It seems like a lot of work about the exhaust up there.
It does.
But I mean, these are tubular.
I mean, maybe.
It seems more practical that those are... Because I don't see reverse lights anywhere else.
This is deeply in the labyrinth category.
Yeah. The front end, I can respect that.
Especially after seeing the back, you're like, okay, the front is not as vomit-inducing.
They were going for the same thing, but it's just like you hit the nail on the head and you completely swung and missed. Yeah, I'm on the same page.
This is a Mustang body on probably a K5 or something. A K5 Blazer. Lifted with big tires. This is just a body swap.
Mm-hmm.
You think maybe they took a rock to the fender? The right rear fender?
Yeah, or rust.
Big old stone. Those look like fiberglass extensions.
Yeah.
No. Nope. You kind of like it.
I like it. I kind of like it. And you know what? Looks better lifted on these giant wheels than it does on like a car profile, because it's kind of wonky proportioned in my opinion. Like the whole back end is way too high. It drops down too late. But you raise it up and suddenly it looks more, I don't know. It doesn't offend me the same way. Like I think it looks better like this.
I agree that this is much more a rally fighter.
Mm-hmm.
This is much more like a rally fighter, and that concept is cool. The rally fighter concept is cool. There's something about the redneck engineering behind this that makes it just not cool.
See, I don't mind that. This reminds me of the monster truck Maximum Destruction.
Oh, yeah.
It has a very, if you were to turn this sideways, I think the profile would match pretty closely.
Even the color.
Mm-hmm. So
Okay, yeah.
I don't mind it.
I think I'm going to still say nope. All right, what's our next one?
This is LS swapped Volkswagen Beetle.
How the heck? What kind of transaxle did they use to run the rear wheels? I don't get it. How did they even fit that in there? I mean clearly they didn't. But
say it's in there is a bit generous.
Yeah, it's
hanging off scaffolding on the back. But
and that engine's so heavy. I bet it does a wheelie.
Oh, easy.
Any touch of the throttle, there's a wheelie happening.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh! I mean, I'm leaning toward dope, just for the sheer audacity of it.
Just the engineering of it, you have to respect.
And the execution looks really good. And I was dogging on the last one because the execution looked really poor. The execution on this actually looks pretty good.
This looks well done. Mm-hmm.
So,
not as like an actual like race car, but just as a cool project, just to do it, just to say it could be done.
We did it.
We LS swapped a Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah.
I respect it. All right.
Ooh.
Camaro shooting brake. Oh.
Dope immediately.
Oh, dope I got one that he actually likes.
Dope immediately. That is super cool.
I've seen people do this to the Challenger.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this looks better.
I think this looks great. Because the Challenger just looks like a stumpy Magnum.
Well, yeah. Well, the Challenger it's mimicking a classic Challenger, so it's weird. If they do anything to the proportions, it looks weird.
Right. Whereas this was sort of its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's cool. I would have one of those.
If it's well done, you'd like it.
Mm-hmm. If it was well built and it wasn't like leaky, if it was at least as waterproof as GM made them originally, which is not very, then I'd be happy with it. Every rubber seal and every crack will leak, but
it'll look cool.
It'll look great underwater. It'll be good.
And I think this is especially neat because it's not like there was a Magnum counterpart to this to make the swap easier.
Right. Yeah.
Like this is all
clearly a
custom.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's great.
Yeah.
And they chose a subtle color. They didn't do some kind of like neon wrap, stupid, annoying BS.
Yeah, I think if you didn't know better, like if you don't know about cars, you may not even realize that that's highly custom.
Yeah.
Subaru Brat camper.
This I was just talking about being underwater. It looks like a boat. It's got portholes. Oh my gosh. There's no way that's like, no one makes that. That's not like for sale.
No, that's someone's.
Someone-
These are all custom modifications to their cars.
That's wild. I'm impressed. The engineering behind getting that to lift and go, like, I'm impressed.
It's got a full bed in the back and a wood burning stove. Like, what in the Top Gear challenge is going on here?
Is there a wingback chair in there?
Oh,
It's so easy to get in and out of, you know.
don't you know?
Don't you know? Look at this angle eye. Look at the aluminum.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And the copper plating. What's the copper plating? I guess it's supposed to like transmit the heat.
It's help it be more watertight, probably, when you're on the high seas.
This does look like a Top Gear amphibious vehicle build.
100%.
Yeah.
This is something that James had come up with.
Absolutely. This is a James pick.
This is James written all over
100%
it.
of the time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the bed there on the left, and then this nice stove.
Wow.
So dope or nope?
I just got to take my hat off to the execution. That's dope.
I say dope. Definitely not for me.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy it.
No.
I would totally buy that Camaro.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Guess the car by the wheels.
I thought we were doing a short one. You got a ton of stuff.
First up. What wheels do these belong to? Not a whole lot of 3-spoke wheels out there.
No, I have no idea. See, I'm never good at guessing by the rims. Is it a Ferrari?
Well, I immediately noticed something I forgot to block out. It might help you.
Oh, is it the original Viper? Yeah.
The stem. I didn't realize the stem had a Viper on it. That's cool. I blocked out the center one, but
Yeah, I noticed that. It's funny that it's a hex, like a single bolt. That doesn't look good at all. Why is there a 6-sided hex and a 3-spoke? That doesn't look good. The 6-sided hex bolt in the middle of a 3-spoke doesn't, and they're not even like aligned with that doesn't look good at all. Anyway, yeah, Viper.
I think they are aligned.
No, if you draw a line straight out from this face.
Well, okay, they're not aligned, but they're at least at the same
yeah,
difference.
because they're both a factor of 2.
Yeah.
Both a factor of 3. So like,
You're saying if they rotated it just a couple degrees, it would look better.
yeah, or didn't do the hex and did.
Or didn't do a 3-spoke wheel.
Yeah, because I'm not super on board with a 3-spoke.
It's unique,
It is unique.
and it's only possible on rims that size. You get up to like modern size rims, you're gonna have a tough time
Yeah.
getting a 3-spoke to work. All right. Next
Ooh,
one.
I know this. This is an F40
Close.
Enzo.
Further away.
F50.
Oh, you're right. It was an F40.
See,
Your first guess was right.
freaking A.
F40.
I knew from the locks right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How the front can
Yeah.
come off.
And the rims are pretty iconic. I do know those ones.
Yeah.
So when you told me I was wrong twice,
Sorry. No, you're right. F40.
it's a car, Mason. It's not a station wagon.
Next one.
That's a Challenger.
You know, with a trim.
That would be an SRT8. Well, no, they dropped the SRT, so it would be a Scat Pack 6.4.
Some of them, yeah. Specifically, these are the rims that come on the wide body variants of the Charger and Challenger because they are so deep.
With their stick-on wide body panels.
Yeah.
That lick and stick.
Yeah.
Even on this one, look at the bottom of the wide body. It doesn't even touch the body of the car at the bottom.
That's why when I was shopping for one, I could take or leave the wide body.
Yeah.
I like the fact that the wide body comes with all of the like handling performance upgrades and wider tires and all that. Like that's cool. But the actual execution of the wide body, I don't particularly like.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan either. But if you're talking about squeezing every dollar out of a thing you already invested your money in, they sure did it. Yeah.
They did it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we did it.
And now they're just losing money hand over fist.
I can't.
Anyway, blind ranking.
Yeah, it just makes me sad.
Same. All right. So rank these 5 things 1 to 5 without knowing what comes next. The category is backroad beasts.
So this is how much I would like to drive them on a back road?
This is how much you'd want to take them on the Coronado Trail we just drove on.
Back road beasts, back road bombers.
Yeah.
Back road blazing.
Mm-hmm.
Back road. Yeah. Good.
All right. First up,
GTI.
Volkswagen Golf GTI.
That's great because it has the ground clearance to get over some of the bumps that we were hitting.
Mm-hmm.
But I would need a stronger dog bone transmission mount and stiffer rear sway bars. If I could do that, I would take this.
Over whatever else might be on this list?
That plus some performance tires can actually get a higher skid pad number than the Miata.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So how would you rank this 1 to 5?
Probably
as it is.
Are any of our cars on this list?
Potentially.
Then I'm going to put it at a 3.
Okay. 3. Next, Porsche 911 Carrera T.
This is a manual.
This is a manual.
Naturally aspirated.
Mm-hmm.
2.
2. All right.
I'm not a Porsche guy. 1.
He knew this was coming.
Yes, 1. 1. It was the perfect car for the perfect drive.
It was a really good match for those roads.
Yeah. I just wish we had more of them for all of us to drive at the same time. You
Yeah.
didn't have to be stuck in that slow Corvette. You could be on something that on the same level as a Rimac.
I think I left you behind in the Corvette.
You totally did. M2, or actually, I think it's a piece of industrial equipment. No, it weighs the same. 5. Slow, fat.
It's pretty quick.
It has horsepower,
And it handles pretty
but
well.
it's fat.
Yeah, it's heavy.
And on Coronado Trail,
I think this is the heaviest one so far.
Yeah, 4, 5.
5? So that means your next one is your number 4.
Yeah.
Lancer Evo 10.
I'm comfortable with that. I'd rather have the Golf over that was a GTI. I might do a Golf R over a Lancer Evo. Again,
The GTI, you do the Evo over the GTI.
yes, because the Evo is all-wheel drive and the GTI is front-wheel drive. The R is all-wheel drive.
I feel like this would be a blast.
I would you could get these in a manual.
Oh, yeah.
And you can get the GTI in a manual.
Mm-hmm. I think that's the newest GTI, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
don't think you can get the M2 in a manual.
You can.
You can?
Maybe
Okay.
not the newest generation. I don't know. Some BMW experts.
It doesn't matter. It would get left behind immediately because it
Yeah.
weighs as much as the mountain we're trying to drive on. So, I think the Lancer if I redid it, I might put it ahead of the GTI, but the GTI is 1,000% nicer place to be.
Than the Mitsubishi.
Yeah, that's what Jason Camisa said, that the GTI is the nicest $50,000 car you can buy, except it costs $25,000.
Yeah.
Except that was when he wrote that in like 2014 or
10 years ago.
2015. Now they're like $33,000.
Still not bad for what you're getting.
Yeah, especially if you can get a manual.
Mm-hmm. I think they're doing a special edition with a manual, but I think that's it. And the GTI is one of the holdouts, the Golf, to hold on to a manual.
Yeah, the PDK. So the reason it's such a difference, because they have the PDK is the Porsche name for the dual clutch transmission, because you either get a manual or a dual clutch in a Golf.
Yeah.
My Golf had a dual clutch. I had a diesel.
That's crazy.
And driving around near my house, I could get like 70 plus miles per gallon just on doing like 45
Wow.
around town, and then on the highway like 52. Anyway, yeah, I got doing the manual in the GTI. I would probably appreciate all of the hours to get to Coronado way more than the GTI. I wouldn't get out tired or whatever. And this is Mitsubishi build quality, which is to say non-existent. So you would, assuming you could get up the trail without it breaking, and assuming you could get there without exhausting yourself because of the poor quality and the rattles and everything.
So maybe you drive this one down the Coronado Trail.
Yeah, just in case it breaks down, you can just
roll
coast.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, an unmodified one of these would be a much better option. But I don't know that there are any left that are unmodified.
Probably not. It was hard to find a picture of one.
And this one was modified, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, quiz time. What car has made the most video game appearances? And that's not just a vehicle you can drive. It just showed up in the game somewhere. A billboard or an NPC car or whatever. I'll give you 4 options.
Does it have a name, or is it a car? Like GT has a bunch of cars that look similar to other cars.
It has a name. And for the purposes of the survey that was conducted by CarWow, they even used cars that were close enough in likeness that they counted it.
Okay, so what are the options?
Volkswagen Beetle, Ferrari Enzo, Chevy Camaro, or Ford Crown Victoria.
Crown Victoria.
You know, that's what I thought too.
Maybe
I'm thinking cop cars. Like,
there's a cop car in every single game. Yeah.
yeah. Actually not.
Is it the Beetle?
It's the Beetle.
Huh.
It's the Beetle. Yep.
Who would be racing that? People. I mean, you would only race that if you wanted to come in last.
So the UK car sale website CarWow performed a study to determine which car made the most video game appearances. And in order from the top 10 all the way to number 1 was the Ferrari F40 with 83 appearances. Sorry, F50 with 83 appearances. The Ferrari F40 with 84 appearances. The Ford E-Series, as an ambulance specifically, made 86 appearances. Toyota Hilux with 88. Toyota Supra with 91. Enzo with 119. The Chevy Step van with 156. The Crown Vic, number 3rd, with 179 video game appearances. Number 2 is the Chevy Camaro, and that's the first-gen Camaro, by the way, which is interesting, with 198 appearances. And then in number 1, blowing away everything else, is the Volkswagen Beetle with 337 appearances in video games.
Wow. Huh. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that. I know I'm dogging on the Volkswagen Beetle when it's basically a Golf underneath.
And you were just praising
the Golf. Yeah. But the engine options are different.
Yeah, for sure.
The fastest VW Beetle bug ever made was the Turbo Beetle that was the GTI engine.
Mm-hmm.
And so at that point, every other one was basically the slowest Golf, or even slower.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the Golf, you can still get the R or the R32 package on top of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Volkswagen Beetle, most popular car in a video game. Who introduced the first blind spot monitoring system?
My first guesses are Volvo, Mercedes, Honda. Like real innovators.
What time you think? Like time frame?
Well, blind spot monitoring system is radar based.
The first one was camera based. Now they use LiDAR.
Now they use
radar.
Yeah. If it's camera based, I'm going to say some GM concoction. Do you have options for me?
Mm-hmm. Those are good guesses.
Volvo,
Mercedes, Audi, and Cadillac.
Okay, so
didn't really narrow it down much.
No, it really didn't. I'm going to go with Mercedes-Benz.
It's a good guess. What would be your second guess?
Volvo?
Yeah.
Volvo.
Yep.
If it's safety related.
Yep. It's a safe bet.
But if it's technology related, it's Mercedes. Mm-hmm. So that was
But then occasionally Chrysler,
sometimes,
of all people, comes up. And even GM occasionally is GM had touchscreens when?
Yeah, digital displays. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chrysler having the first direct injection. I remember your face when you learned that. You're like, in 1953, what are you talking about?
No, is it electronic?
Jetronic, yeah.
Yeah, it was none other than the XC90, 2003. I bet you thought it was older than that, huh?
I was thinking older than that,
mm-hmm.
yeah.
I was surprised. It's more recent than I thought.
Yeah.
Yep, it used low-resolution cameras to detect other vehicles. And it even heated the lenses so they didn't frost up.
That's such a Volvo thing.
Mm-hmm.
To think about every little thing on top of the thing that you're innovating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just and to be the pioneers too, and to think of that. This question actually came from one of our viewers. So if you have a trivia question you want us to talk about, leave it in the comments.
Yeah, throw it in. Heaven knows I don't read them, but Mason does.
I read every one of them. All right. Yeah.
Is that all you got?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Mason, we have to go to bed.
No. This one is actually super cool. What car had the first navigation system?
I think it was the Oldsmobile Aurora, and I think it was text-based.
Interesting.
Buick Rivera, that's it. Oldsmobile Aurora is it's the Buick Rivera, and I think it was text-based. Like you had to read the text, turn left in 500 yards.
Interesting. So the options are BMW 320i, Buick Rivera, Honda Accord, or Bentley T2.
I think it's Buick.
These all would have been early 80s.
Yeah, I think it's the Buick.
I put that in there as a red herring because they had the touchscreen really early in the Buick Rivera.
Okay.
It was actually
Was it the Accord?
the Honda Accord.
Was this map or was it text-based?
It was a map of all things.
Then which one had text? Because you had to have a text-based one before that.
No, this is the first one, and how it works is wild.
Let's see.
It is not GPS.
Do you have pictures?
Mm-hmm. It is a 20-pound CRT monitor installed by the dealership. And get this, it's a monochrome display, and when you get it, it cost in today's dollars about $10,000, which is more than a quarter of the price of the rest of the car. You bring it to the dealer, they install it for you. And when you get it, you get a book of overlays. And depending on where you are, this is Japan only. Depending on where you are in Japan, you use a different overlay. You calibrate the screen to where you are, and then it uses a gyroscope in the car to determine how you're moving. And the craziest part is that it actually really worked pretty well.
No freaking way.
Yeah.
No
So it's not
way.
GPS. So it works in a
Entirely-
tunnel, and it works
Entirely
everywhere.
mechanical.
Yeah, it just uses a gyroscope.
But what if the gyroscope's off by a couple of percentage points? What if you change your tires? What if you have stiffer suspension than the original and it doesn't account for that? Then all of a sudden it thinks you're completely in the wrong spot of the city after an hour of driving.
That's what I was wondering. Or if you're going uphill. What if you're going uphill?
Yeah.
It thinks you're accelerating. But maybe it's waiting for a turn. I don't know. But apparently, from what I read, it actually worked pretty well. The only reason it didn't stick around is because we got GPS satellites. But
Oh yeah, that plus it costs a quarter of the price of the car.
yeah, that's
and that you
big
only
part of it.
have overlays for certain areas.
It was in Japan only, Honda Accord.
Oh my gosh.
And it just detected when you turned and when you accelerated and stopped to determine where you were on. And it had your dot, which was you, and then your path. So you could even put in, I'm here, I want to go here. And it knows on the map where to draw it for you and uses the gyroscope to move your little dot on the map.
That is freaking wild.
Isn't that crazy?
That is like science fiction stuff.
And I guess it actually worked pretty well. Now, you'd calibrate it every drive. If it started to drift or something, you'd say, I'm here now. And then, so at least every drive, it's kind of refreshed and like is calculating anew.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I would not think a gyroscope would be remotely close to accurate because of all the variations and the bumps in the road and whatever, but evidently they figured it out.
I'm blown away.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It's really cool.
I mean, leave it to the Japanese. Holy cow.
That's what Logan said about Japan in the 90s and 80s being like 20 years ahead.
Of everybody
Just
else.
out of nowhere.
They interacted with what effectively were like American traders in the middle 1800s. You can imagine people in the middle 1800s. This is like little, 20, 30 years before the Civil War. So you can imagine what our country looked like, the kind of technology we had.
Industrial Revolution.
Well into the Industrial Revolution, right? And they landed on the shores of Japan and met with samurai, actual samurai. They had a feudalistic society that had no
steam powered
none
anything.
Yeah. Centuries behind in technology. And they managed to put themselves from the age of samurai. They went through basically 600 years of technological development in about 80.
In a single generation. In a single lifetime, I should say.
Right. So someone who was born where samurai were wandering around your village would be in their 60s when the First World War started.
Yeah.
There's
Cars.
They have steam-powered ironclad battleships. In 100 years, they caught up to the rest of the world through sheer force of will. They were not deterred even a little bit by the fact that there were other people on this planet 600 years ahead of them in technology. They're like, well, that's just something else we have to conquer. So we're going to make sure that we're just going to do that too.
Make the single best sports car ever made.
Yeah.
The Subaru Brat.
Well, that's all we have, everybody.
Thanks for joining us. See you later.